What's up, y'all? This program was sponsored by Inspireon Concepts, bringing all your design ideas to life. From anything from public speaking to design to photography to video editing to portraits. You name it, we got it. Follow us today on Instagram at Inspireon Concepts. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the show.
Ready. All right. What's good, party peeps? It's your boy Kevin, accompanied by Neil, and we are your TwinNation sensation. Now, before we start, just want to let you guys know that we have changed our set tonight because we're representing the global requirement for persons to stay at home in this time.
Yep.
So there we go. And so we hope that y'all are being safe. Prayers go out for those who are in the hospital, who are not feeling well,
Right.
and we hope that you can recover soon. Now, tonight's topic is really interesting. We're going to be dealing with relationships. And before we even start, we're just going to let you guys know that there's going to be a part three.
Part three,
Yeah. So if you did not see the first video that we did on relationships, you can feel free to actually check that out and just let us know your thoughts, let us know your comments.
Yep.
So Neil, we had a phone conversation with somebody the first time.
Oh yeah. I remember
And
about that.
right. And this time around we're like, okay, we would do the phone call, but because of the fact that multiple persons actually wanted to give an input and to get some information regarding relationships, we allowed you guys to send voice notes.
Yeah.
So that's what we're pretty much gonna do this time around.
It's kind of easier, so we figured that it'd be something y'all enjoy.
It's gonna be great. Well, so you're right. So yeah, we had some voice notes in, and we're gonna play them. I guess some of them will be directed to you, some of them will be directed to me, and we can just go through. I don't even want no headphones because
I took mine off.
because this is gonna be that much fun.
Right.
So yeah, we got the voice notes ready, and we're gonna just play them out and answer them as they come along. And we're gonna try to keep the answers short, but we know that this is gonna go on, guys. The opinions that we're gonna share is not set in stone. Okay, this is a matter of what we've experienced. This is a matter of what we know.
True.
Okay.
Let's get it.
So let's go with the first one. We have our voice note here coming in from Raquel. She has a couple of questions she wants to ask us, so we're just gonna go right into it. Okay? Not sure who is gonna be.
So, Kevin, from your last podcast, you posed a question asking, what was it? Is there the one or is there someone? Yeah, that was the question. I think it's debatable. I really think it is. One, because relationship starts in like so many different ways. For example, you have a couple that met in a bar and they had a one night stand and they fell in love and now they are married and have kids and so on. And then you have another couple where they met in high school, they went their separate ways, haven't seen each other in 30 years, and then they see each other and it's like they can't keep their hands off each other and they had to get married the next day. There are couples that they meet as friends, build a relationship into dating and then marriage, and yeah.
Okay, so
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, from the last video that we did, we didn't quite get into the whole aspect of fully coming to a conclusion whether there was the one or there was someone, or just someone for you. And by the way, the difference is the fact that like there's a specific person that's made, that's out there for us. And no matter how many relationships we go through, no matter how long we stay single, no matter the different experiences we see and face in life, ultimately we'll be brought to meeting and finding this person, right? And then to say that there's someone, it's just to say that the circumstances, once the circumstances are set up the right way, then essentially with a person that we meet, with a person that we connect with, once there's a connection, a vibe, we can build on it and ultimately form something out of it. So I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a belief that there is the one, or yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a belief that, oh, there is the one or anything like that, because of the fact that a lot of times we meet people and connections, you feel that connection with a person, and it is so strong, and you can literally have one of the best relationships off of that. Now imagine that not being exposed to anything to interfere with it. You guys decided, you planned your life out, you planned your family out, you planned your finances out, and you were able to build on that. You have a kid, you're happy with this person because that vibe allowed you guys to get to know each other a lot more. And so 10 years, 20 years later, it's like, yo, that's my best friend. And we started out with this great connection, and we were just compatible. I say go for compatibility. Above everything else, you gotta go for, how compatible you are with a person. So that would be, my take on it. You got any point on that?
I mean, I agree with you a lot, and I've had a slightly different experience in that regard, but I definitely say compatibility is where it's at.
So yeah. I mean, that's really how it is. All right, so let's go on to our next question. I think probably that question would be for you.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Another off the topic question. But what do you think about relationships where someone has a child from a previous relationship, and like there are no boundaries set for the baby mama or the baby daddy per se? How do you think that relationship should be handled, or who do you think should be obligated to set the boundaries, and what should the boundaries be?
Oh.
Okay. All right.
All right. Go ahead,
man. I'm telling you, we've experienced things a little bit differently over time and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
so
we've been through that. So essentially, we've been through that. So we both have
different
differences in. I guess a slight difference in opinion about how to go about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I'll let you say.
Primarily, I'm the type of person who, for one, believes in being the sole parent of the child, or myself and the person being the only parents that the child has. But we know that life happens. Life happens to everybody, and it goes both ways. So
that's true. That's true.
Because of that reason, you have to deal with the situation of possibly finding yourself in that case. I do believe, however, that boundaries should be set. I would say it depends on both.
That's the important part of it.
Yeah,
that's boundaries, the important part of it.
Boundaries have to be set. Communication is going to happen because
the lessons and how it how it can teach you something.
So it depends on both of you guys.
That's true.
But
I'm not even gonna interfere with that one. I mean, I don't have anything against it.
Right.
I don't have anything against meeting somebody who already had a kid, but I do believe that boundaries should be set, because the best way for your relationship to thrive is with the least amount of interference.
External interference. Yeah.
That's my take on it all.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Other random questions. How can you tell when a man is ready to commit? How long after dating should a significant other, suggest moving in or moving together? And what would be the reason why a guy would be in a long-term relationship, say 5 years, but show no signs of commitment? Yeah, those are some other interesting
I guess
relationship
I'll take this one.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Essentially, it's to try to just be quick about it. For a lot of men, they're not complete in a lot of areas in their life. You know, whether it be their finances, whether it be their careers, whether it be their own personality, if they're that much self-aware,
Especially their personality,
they're just not settled like that.
Right.
But they want the relationship because they want to have you as as that woman in their life when they finally gotten it together.
Yeah.
But sometimes, naturally, a lot of times, it takes a lot longer for a lot of us to get it together, to get it right. So you find a lot of women that say that the guy that they were with was insecure, or just
ego.
Ego. He
pride,
was egoful and prideful about a lot of things, and it would cause a lot of problems. But either way they stuck it out, those things didn't really overbear their relationship, and they went through it over time, and they made it work, but there wasn't that final thing. Now, for me personally, like, when I get to the point, and my boss even asked me the question, she's like, do you think you're ready to get married to someone? I'm like, yeah. I'm able to say yes because I understand the mental capacity that it requires in terms of the willingness, the commitment, the need to live up to the responsibility. So mentally, I'm there. Physically, not necessarily physically, but financially and otherwise, because of the fact that for me, I have a lot of skills that I can utilize to create income. I now know that for a guy like me, it works well in a woman's favor when we're building towards stuff together because of the fact of all the resources, all the value that is there to be added.
Right.
That's really one way to look at it for me.
Yeah. It differs from person to person, but that's essentially how it goes.
So yeah. I guess we can probably wrap it up. For now,
we're gonna have
we won't go through all the questions. We're gonna be coming with part 2 next week. No going around that. We're coming in with part 2, part 3.
Part 3. Yeah.
Coming in with part 3 next week. And of course, you guys still feel free to send more voice notes as much as you want. Neil, you got something else you wanna add to it?
Just, my, long story short, with all of this, standards, like men, women, doesn't matter. Set standards.
Like you said it perfectly.
Set your standards and keep your
right.
standards.
You're right.
A lot of times, both genders, we break down in quality or integrity in terms of our relationships because there are no boundaries set for us to adhere to. People just have the bar low. Persons just come in, do what they want to do, and they get spoiled. You gotta spoil a person after they've earned it. That's essentially what it is, and the only way for them to earn it is for them to meet that standards.
I mean, it's not the fault of. It is the fault of a lot of people to not be deliberate about setting that and keeping that.
Right.
But I can see why it's so difficult, and it continues to make it difficult for men and women out there to actually find the relationships that they want, or find that person. So I get it.
Yeah. That's how it is, man.
All right, guys. So we're gonna pretty much wrap this up for right now, but we know that this is far from over.
We promise you.
So next week we're gonna come back in with part 3. We're gonna have a more in-depth discussion. Neil's probably gonna be leading that one. And we're gonna be answering way more questions. So, until next time, this is Kev, and we are your TwinNation sensation. We will see you next week. Later.